Hi Cancer, welcome into your monthly money and career tarot reading for the month of April 2023. I do want to thank you so much for joining me for this reading, but as we proceed, do keep in mind it is general for your month as a whole, so just take what resonates and leave the rest behind. And I more than appreciate the love and support, the likes, the comments, and of course subscriptions to the channel if you haven't joined this Cancerian tribe already. But as well, don't forget to check out your other placements within your individual chart for more messages once you finish watching this reading. But the overall message I got for you for your month, of course, in regards to your money and career, new levels of success that help your finances grow. Amazing. I'm feeling very peaceful in your energy, potentially a little bit nervous at certain points throughout the month in regards to due to certain outside factors, potentially how something is run, a job situation, one of not multiple people, their energy, their way of living or working, or both. It could be more in regards to your spirituality or more than one of what I just mentioned. But I need to cleanse your energy, shake it off, take a deep breath, meditate. They're saying contemplate at certain points and just do what you have to do when the time feels right for you. But it's a month where I feel like there are certain levels of success. Once again, they're leaving you with more money, your finances growing, but there's more to be appreciated than just the money, okay? But it feels like a lot drawn to the reading need money to achieve one, if not multiple, goals of importance, to improve your life or just see oneself more successful. But it feels like things are going to work out in your favor, okay? For Cancer, to begin with some oracle, we have the Pendulum card and the Skull card. So I do feel like the majority drawn to the reading are dealing with certain levels of income fluctuating, okay? Whether it's commission-based, tip-based, it could be more so your online content reaping your rewards, but not consistently. I do feel like there's one, if not two, significant points throughout the month where there's a large lump sum, differing in amounts if it's multiple. But I do feel like this is going to help you greatly in regards to you feeling more comfortable or just being able to pay off one, if not multiple bills of importance on time or early. But I do feel like there's a responsible way about you when it comes to paying your bills efficiently, and making money. But then there's a bit of a overspending vibe about you for the most part throughout the month. And so needing to reel that in at certain points, to be honest. But look at that, abundance and easy money. It feels like you're so good at what you do and you're manifesting and drawing in opportunities left and right to make more money, to succeed more, that the money feels easy to make, but it's going out at times just as easily, right? But I do feel like with the Pendulum card and the Feather card, it's a very spiritual month for you, even if you're not one to typically think about or acknowledge your spirituality, because everybody's connected to the spiritual realm, at least to an extent, okay? Even if it's not 100% apparent at all times or at all. But I do feel like there's thoughts of what came to an end with the Skull card, okay? Some of you may be going through this rough patch in one way, shape, or form at this time throughout this month, but it feels like more so a push from spirit to think about one, if not multiple jobs from the past, living situations maybe, times when you had less than you have now, or things didn't come to you as easily, when there was mistreating or just, I want to say immaturity, gossip, stuff of that nature, within one, if not multiple jobs or a living situation or two. And this keeps you or brings you back to a healthy perspective that things could be a lot worse, in those moments when you're focusing on certain imperfections or one, if not multiple level of what you would consider lack, okay? There's a need to not be in a lack mindset at this time, because I do feel as if you are, again, manifesting quite easily. So a need to look at things in a positive, realistic, but optimistic way, okay? Having that outlook all the meanwhile. But I do feel like there's indecision. I was getting the vibe before I started your reading, as I was getting into the Cancerian energy, of some of which who are drawn to watch this reading, feeling a bit indecisive. Is this going to be the right job for me to take on? Is this job going to have a healthy, productive, successful future for me, right? Am I going to be able to exceed my potential within this job, whether you have it at hand now or you're deciding whether or not to take it on, okay, to jump into it. But I do feel like there is luck on your side if you do need to acquire a new opportunity, but it feels like you don't really fully, it's like you aren't trusting your intuition 100%, if we're being completely honest, in regards to whether something feels right energy-wise, whether you feel within your gut, in your bones, within your system in general that this is going to work for you, or if you should be continuing it. But it feels like some of which need to gain more money, a savings increase, if you will, to move to a new place of residence, but it doesn't feel like the month where that's going to come to be. But if you so choose to responsibly spend less than you have been, or you feel drawn to at certain points, right? Being your own worst critic at times, okay. But I do feel as if you choose to spend less than you probably will end up doing so at times or have been, then you will take steps in the right direction towards having enough to make that change for you. And I do feel like some of which drawn to the reading are thinking about or moving towards getting a new car or a new mode of transportation, however that looks for you, even if it's pre-owned. But I do feel like Spirit's saying if you are being drawn to this reading and it feels like the beginning of the month or at certain points you're low on cash or low on money in general, this isn't gonna last much longer, okay? It feels like whether you're gaining that new job, your business is doing better, or both, you're picking up extra hours, okay? Again, as long as you're managing your money appropriately in a smart, strategic manner, things are going to increase for you by the end of the month, and even more so in the months of May, June, and July, and they're saying especially August, okay? But I do feel like there's a time where you do have more simplicity at hand, but then you overcomplicate things, or you choose to find busy work, right? Whether this is before you're picking up another job or a job in general, or it's in your free time. And Spirit's saying enjoy any moments of simplicity when you have the chance to heal, or get a release in a simplistic, non-over-exuding kind of way. Because it feels like, I want to say the second half or the last third of April and moving forward is when things are going to be picking up in pace, busyness, a lot more on your plate, even if you don't find yourself taking on an extra situation or two. It feels like whatever you're continuing will be leaving you even busier, more responsibility all the meanwhile. I would maybe watch the Leo and the Libra reading, as I do feel as if there's a sense of some of which some Cancerians drawn to the reading, seeing something you've been continuing, becoming more successful. Say it's an online business or a business in general, or your day-to-day job. I'm hearing getting a lot of leads, a lot of, again, opportunities to succeed, to make more money, to impress all the meanwhile. But it's this feeling once again where things are doing better for you, right? Growing exponentially at a nice steady and at times spiking up kind of pace. That was horrible wording, but it leaves you busier all the meanwhile. And I do feel like they're saying be realistic when it comes to accepting taking on extra work, picking up extra hours. We don't want you burning yourself out, but it feels like either way, you're going to end up saying yes to money. But I also feel like there's times throughout the month of April where you feel like you're playing catch up, okay? You might be spiritually messed with throughout the month, and I do feel like, again, energy and potentially all you have on your plate pushes you to, ends up causing you to slip up on your words or stutter a little bit. Don't worry about it. I feel like it's potentially going to add to what you're producing and developing, or who you're communicating with. I think it's going to be beneficial to laugh it off, and that may even just add to the vibe of whatever it is for you. But catch up, okay? I feel like you are at times feeling like, okay, I'm past this deadline, or this is taking a bit longer than expected. Sometimes it's not always within your control whether or not you can get something done in that moment. So therefore needing to, like you have in the past, step away from your work, come back to it when the energy is better, or when you're feeling better in energy, or both. Or things are less distracting or disturbing, because it feels like you could be dealing with noise factors, again, energy factors. Your spirituality may not be agreeing with you in that moment, but it feels like some of which, again, are thinking about a job change or taking steps towards doing just that. And I also am now getting there's going to be one, if not several moments of significant positive news. Okay, this could be an approval for a loan, that welcoming you aboard, that handshake, if you will, for a new job. Don't be surprised if you see a lot of squirrels, or if you feel drawn to look at them throughout the month, as I am seeing one outside of my window. They are a message from your spirit guide, if not multiple, or just a random spirit, to watch your energy levels, protect it, right? Get back to that good vibration, that high vibration. feeling peaceful and grounded all the meanwhile. But a reminder to ask yourself at certain points, am I enjoying what I'm producing, developing, achieving, what I'm continuing or jumping into at this time? Because it feels like at times you kind of get caught up in going through the mundane tasks, something feels quite repetitive, or you just have done something similar several times before. You may not love who and what is within your situation, whether it's at home and or at work, how something's run once again, but it feels like either way, you're in the driver's seat. That's a reminder, and to find small ways to enjoy yourself more, okay? They're saying crack a joke, listen to some quality music in your downtime, or even incorporate it in your work if that applies to your situation. But it feels like there could be one, if not multiple people you're meant to steer clear of at work and or at home for the benefit of your energy and the benefit of the quality of your work and just your overall well-being. And I'm hearing karma. I feel like there's good karma written all over your reading, so that's coming back to help you out. But you could be finding that there's a reminder that what goes around comes around in a negative sense when it comes to one, if not multiple other people. But look at that. Unexpected income. Beautiful. I do feel as if there needs to be a responsible approach in a timely manner to responding to emails, okay, and potentially text messages, making sure to be strategic when answering your phone, but to answer the phone all the meanwhile, because I do feel like some of which like to dodge calls, and it makes sense, especially if you deal with a lot of spam or just random BS kind of calls. But it does feel like the unexpected income will at times come through, be a result of you being responsible in that sense and just responding to certain levels of communication in a timely manner, okay? And it does feel like people are waiting on you. There's a sense of impatience for one, if not multiple customers, clientele, somebody who's looking for your work to be submitted or accomplished. And Spirit's saying, do things in the time that you feel is appropriate. Just go with the flow, okay? People just have to accept it and have a bit more patience and accept divine timing, because I feel like you will be for the most part throughout the month. But then say you're looking for that new job, or you're looking for something to pick up in pace, or you're looking for more money to come in. There is a need to trust that everything's coming to be getting accomplished again, but coming in for you, opening up in a sense when flowing when it's meant to, okay? I do feel like some of which were in between work or are still at this time being drawn to this reading, or something has been a bit stagnant for a while, or has just now started to pick up in progression pace. And it just feels like that space in between, or just that stagnancy, was purposeful. But I feel a very talented vibe about you being drawn to this reading, a feeling that your talent or talents are being expanded throughout the month potentially, but also just being noticed, being discovered for them all the meanwhile. If you choose to put yourself on social media, you're doing very, very well. And it feels like this is spreading. And it is this feeling that there's a certain level of word of mouth taking place, being put to use, people being impressed and then mentioning it to their friend or mentioning it to their coworker or family member, or even sharing that online content to another platform or their platform, or just respreading it around is what I'm getting. But it feels like either way, or you help somebody out through your business or through your job, and then this brings in one, if not multiple other people of importance, or just that will now need whatever you provided in one way, shape, or form, right? Or whatever you accomplished. It feels as if you are being viewed as the best of the best. I'm hearing my favorite. Beautiful. I also feel like, at least to an extent, some fully being drawn to the reading, you're viewing yourself as the best of the best. It's like, I'm good at what I do. This is why I do run this business, or have continued even with certain obstacles, difficulties, right? Forces at times feeling like they're working or just working against me. This is why I jumped into this job in the first place and continued to work it, okay? Or just have come back to this field several times. Look at that. You are manifesting at different levels of success. So again, highlighting the true importance of your Cancerian brain. I'm also getting a connection to your Sagittarius placement or placements in your chart, if not one of, not several other Sagittarians in your life. whether that's at work, home, you're at a distance from them, you name it. But I also feel like there's true levels of you making the best when it comes to one, if not multiple situations that may not be horrible, but could be a lot better. And it may remind you why or push you to want to take steps closer to sparking a change, an adjustment, a turn in the right direction for you. I'm hearing more peace, okay? But you might be predictive in nature with the pendulum card, but I feel like, again, spiritual guidance, answers, clarity coming in. And this might tie into your work, but I feel like a lot drawn to the reading do have healing energy, even if that's not something you ever plan to or have put to use for your career. So let's move on to the tarot for Cancer. Flying out. Yeah, part of you is expecting the worst, okay? Whether it's more due to your finances, due to where you're living and or working, when it comes to acquiring an opportunity. Spirit's saying if you had multiple endings in the past, or one in particular that felt a bit disheartening due to how quickly it came to an end after beginning, or how it came to an end, or certain occurrences towards the end of it, I want to say, or even within it in general. But Spirit's saying do not compare. We're utilizing our past, the ups and downs, the succeeding and the difficulties, even the disappointments, to our advantage to make the best out of what we have at hand and how to improve and succeed moving forward. But we're not comparing, because the past is the past and your future is so much brighter, okay? So we'll put that to the side. But I also feel like, again, there's moments where it's going to be hard not to focus, zone in on what's not working or is imperfect, unhealthy, just not right for you or aligned with you at work and or at home. And again, that's going to be one of those moments where you're pushed to think about the past in not a comparing way, but, well, kind of, but to help you realize things could be a lot worse, but they will be improving moving forward. And to not glorify the past either, okay? Even if it was a very beneficial chapter or situation for the most part, or in some ways. The Seven of Pentacles as well as the Six of Cups, because I do feel like, again, there's thoughts of past work, but I feel like some of which might be pushed to think back to the beginning of a business or the beginning of a job, the beginning of living somewhere. Why did you make that change, or why did that situation feel right to you from the beginning, even before it? Because it was the right choice. I feel as if you're being reminded throughout April at certain points, and this is necessary for you. I wholeheartedly feel this, that you are making the right choices, right? The times when you didn't trust your intuition, even that was the right choice, because there was a lesson or a reminder kind of situation, a reminding, if not multiple importance, multiple levels of importance to you making that choice and seeing it come to an end, or not fully or all work in your favor. But it feels like Spirit's saying that doesn't mean we should be ignoring our intuition moving forward, because it's going to feel quite heightened at certain points. It's like, I feel this quite strongly. I really don't know why, but I feel this. I know why I feel this, and that's just being proven correct as we speak, or as the month trickles on. So just trust what you feel, okay? Trust what you know as well. Don't forget, but don't hold on to the heaviness of certain annoyances or mistreating, disturbances. But let's keep pulling. It does feel like at certain points you're not in the mood to put in work, and sometimes you will choose not to if that's within your control. But there are other moments throughout the month where you simply decide to still put in work, and Spirit's saying there are probably other factors playing into it, surrounding you, adding to or taking away from your motivation to get that done. But I feel like there are going to be moments where you still put in that work, whether it feels necessary or not, and it ends up being amazing, so impressive. And so it remotivates you to keep moving forward, okay? Keep doing what you have to do. But I feel like something's growing, something's prospering for you. It feels like a foundation for Latch onto the reading is working amazingly in your favor and bringing you financial success all the meanwhile. But look at that. Page of Wands. Yeah, I do feel like passionate, they're saying successful, positive news once again, coming through with this, but I do feel like this is also talking about a spark of passion within you at certain points in the month, or one point in particular where you, again, remember why you do what you do, or why you desire something. A kind of a fire under your ass, excuse my language, but Spirit's saying this is going to help, okay? Potentially getting too complacent for some, even in an unhealthy situation or one that's imperfect. So let's get back to remembering why you desire to complete a goal, or if not multiple. Or this might be in regards to you making a goal, right? Coming up with it, deciding this is a change, a situation I want to acquire, or an adjustment I know I need to make moving forward at a certain point. But I also feel like this could be talking about a new business idea, a new job, a new expansion, if you will, something of the sort that's going to be feeling quite passionate all the meanwhile. And they're saying at a certain point throughout the month, it's going to feel like the clouds are clearing and things are becoming brighter as the sun did just start to shine in through the window quite brightly. What else do we have for Cancer? We have the Six of Wands, beautiful. So look up the number 66, okay? 66, the angel number meaning. There is a message for you. And I'm hearing 212, look up that one as well. But the Six of Wands talking about you regaining this level of different levels of victory throughout the month, time and time again, to keep you motivated, to remind you how successful you're meant to be, to show you that things are working out in your favor and will more so in the upcoming months when it comes to your money and career. The month of April, Cancer, is the month where these new levels of success are helping your finances grow. Beautiful. So I hope this was truly helpful. Sending you so much love and light. Go enjoy your month, and I'll definitely see you next time.